Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into the pretty amazing and, let's be honest, kind of confusing world of soda alternatives. Our whole goal here is to help you find a healthier fizz that actually tastes good. So, let's get into it.
You know that feeling, right? You want that pop of a can, that bubbly sensation, but you're just done with all the sugar and weird ingredients. Well, if that's you, you are in exactly the right place. The world of healthy fizzy drinks has absolutely exploded, and we're going to be your guide through it all.
Okay, so let's get real for a second about why we're even having this conversation. Those classic sodas, a lot of them are just loaded with sweeteners like high fructose corn syrup. And, the research is pretty overwhelming at this point. Drinking a lot of that stuff is tied to some pretty serious health issues.
But here is the awesome news. The drink aisle in your grocery store looks nothing like it did 10 or even 5 years ago. It is jam-packed with fantastic, healthier options, and we're going to give you the roadmap so you know exactly what you're looking at.
So to make this super simple, we've broken this new world down into 3 main groups that you're going to see out there. First, the new sodas, which try to give you that classic soda vibe. Then we've got the simple stuff, sparkling waters. And finally, the really intriguing category of functional drinks.
All right, first up, the new sodas. Think of these as a total remix of the classics. They're designed from the ground up to give you that same sweet, flavorful satisfaction you expect from a soda, but using way, way better ingredients.
So let's look at 2 of the heavy hitters in this space, because it shows how different the approach can be. You have Olipop, which has a few calories and a little sugar, and this is their big thing, it's packed with 9 grams of prebiotic fiber. That's basically food for the good bacteria in your gut. On the other side, you have Zevia, which is all in on being a zero-calorie, zero-sugar copy of a classic soda. What's really interesting, though, they both use stevia to get that sweetness. And that brings us to maybe the most crucial point, the sweeteners. A huge part of this new wave is avoiding artificial sweeteners like aspartame. The World Health Organization looked at it and basically said there's limited evidence that it could be a concern. So instead, these new brands are all about plant-based options, like stevia, which literally comes from a leaf.
All right, moving on to our next category. This one is for the purists out there, sparkling waters. This is the perfect choice if all you're really after is clean, simple bubbles without any of the extra stuff.
And this quote right here points to a really key difference you'll see. So many brands use natural flavors, which, can be a pretty vague term. But Spindrift's whole thing is that they use real, actual squeezed fruit. You can literally see the pulp in the can sometimes. And believe me, this category has a massive range. On one end, you've got that juicy Spindrift, which has a few calories from the fruit. Then you've got something like Waterloo, which is all about a huge punch of flavor, but with 0 calories. There are even sweetened versions like Sparkling Ice that use sucralose to kind of bridge that gap between seltzer and soda. And of course, you'll always have the beautiful simplicity of a pure mineral water like Topo Chico. Okay, our final category. This is where things get really interesting. We're moving beyond just a refreshing drink. These are functional drinks, beverages that are designed to do a little something extra for you, whether it's for your gut, your mind, or your body.
And you've probably seen a bunch of these around. There's kombucha, which is a fermented tea that people love for its probiotics. You've got matcha, that powdered green tea with L-theanine, which is known for giving you this nice calm focus. And then there's this huge growing trend, adaptogenic drinks.
So what on earth are adaptogens? Well, the easiest way to think of them is like little nutritional shock absorbers for your body. They're compounds that usually come from herbs and mushrooms, things like ashwagandha, and the idea is that they help your body handle and adapt to stress better.
But, and this is a really important but, you got to approach these with a critical eye. For a lot of these health claims, the science is still pretty young, and these ingredients can sometimes interact with medications. So while they're definitely intriguing, it's always a smart move to check in with your doctor before making them a daily habit.
Phew, okay. We have covered a lot of ground, from sodas with fiber to drinks with mushrooms. So with all this choice out there, how in the world do you actually pick the right one for you?
It's actually a pretty simple 3-step process. First things first, check the sweetener. Figure out what you're cool with. Second, define your goal. What are you trying to get out of this drink? Just bubbles? A diet soda replacement? Something more? And number 3, my favorite part, taste and explore. You've just got to get out there and try a few to find what you really love. So there you have it. You are now officially armed with the map to navigate this whole new world of healthy fizz. The next time you're standing in front of that giant wall of cans, you'll know exactly what you're looking at. The only real question left is, what's your new go-to gonna be?